Bra, bra, ta, 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 bra, ta, 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 bra, bra. Hi. Hi, everybody. How are your balls? I hope your balls are okay because I love you all. Have you guys been watching lately? I try to stay steady with my shorts there, and I enjoy doing my shorts. However, I have been upsetting a few people lately, particularly Rodolfo, whom I love. And Rodolfo, don't worry, bro. You and I will always be cool. We won't let politics get in between friendship because politics are disgusting, and I think we can all admit to that. I don't necessarily feel like there's good or bad people in Congress and in the Senate and in the White House and in the Supreme Court. I don't think that they're bad people. I think that they are confused. I think that they are confused about how to live. I think they're confused about what they want. I can tell you right now, a poor white man in the South, Georgia, Alabama, they want migrant workers down there so that way they can continue to collect free money. Because let's face it, the South is a drain on the economy. If it wasn't for New York and New Jersey and California and Illinois and a few other Democratic states, this country wouldn't do as well as it does. I mean, fuck, Alabama doesn't even have drinking water still. Their infrastructure, if you can call it that, is fucked. And that's the shit we need to fix, man. That's why we need to build back better. And I liked Biden because I thought he did a lot of things. I was very upset after a primary happened and they took Biden out because if you want Biden gone, you have a primary. Hi! You have a primary and then the people pick who they want to run, not the Democrats. You see, that's what they did in 16 and that's why Trump won. The Democrats didn't want Hillary, but they got her off to such a big lead, it was damn near impossible for Bernie to catch up to her, which was disgusting because Clinton had no business being there. And when I talk about these Epstein files, you better believe if fucking Bill Clinton's in that motherfucker, I want him drowned in the toilet just like the rest of them, bro. Because there were 1,000 victims of Epstein. Just try to comprehend that. 1,000 victims. Bro, if there's 1,000 victims, how many people are on the side of hurting these people? If you have 1,000 victims, how many people does it take to make them victims? Would there actually be more of these predators than the victims, or are there more victims than predators? Feel free to chip in and tell me because it's crazy. And like I said, I know I go off on this Epstein thing, but it's 1,000 female victims, guys. I have 3 daughters. You know what I mean? Do you think a person like me might be affected by somebody who has 1,000 victims for young girls? Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how you guys are doing. I don't believe in aliens, sorry. No. I'm actually very grounded in something called reality. You know why? Because I can't afford to not be in reality. If I was a billionaire, I could say and do whatever the fuck I wanted because nobody could stop me. I would have $1 billion, and that $1 billion could buy a lot of people. You see, and that's not right. But you know what? It's what happens. You know, People get bought all the time. People sell their souls out all the time. And that's why I try to talk to you guys to get you to understand that we're not enemies. You know, we're not, as a I went as an average citizen of the United States, I have more in common with average black people or average Mexican people than I do a white billionaire. Because white billionaires are fucking gross. That's why they're billionaires, because they're disgusting people who don't mind taking from the people that work for them. You guys remember, was it last year or 2 years ago when that billionaire got shot and everybody was like, oh my God, they shot this guy, this billionaire. It's all over the news. The FBI are looking for, what a good guy to have been. That dude stole millions from fucking insurance companies, dude. Millions. And the guy shot him because his wife died because the guy threw him off his fucking health care for no reason. You're going to sit there and tell me he's worth crying over? He's worth crying over? Motherfucker steals hundreds of millions of dollars from healthcare, and nobody cares. Nobody cares? Dude, somebody embezzles $1 million from Pepsi, they're on the FBI's most wanted list. Somebody manipulates the market and steals billions, they have no repercussions. They can't do nothing to him. Like Rick Scott, dude. Rick Scott stole $100 million from Florida Insurance. $100 million. And do you know what his punishment was? He's the senator of fucking Florida now. So, a common person cannot rob, cheat, steal, but a billionaire can do literally whatever they want. You want to fuck a little girl? Go ahead. You want to fuck a little boy? Go ahead. You want to fuck a dog? Go ahead. Nobody's going to stop you because you're a billionaire. And if somebody comes snooping around, you just go, here's 50 million. I mean, if somebody offered you $50 million to keep your fucking mouth shut about something, would you do it? Honestly, guys, would you do that? Would you hide crime? Hide children being sexually molested for $50 million? I wouldn't. I wouldn't for $100 million. I wouldn't for $1 billion. Because children can't protect themselves. That's why they have parents. And that's why we, as parents, need to guide our children. Donald Trump, I don't know what to say about the guy. I feel like he lies. I feel like he cheats. I feel like he steals. I feel like he just, whatever he says about somebody, he's talking about himself. That's like, Joe Biden, he's real creepy because he smells girls' hair. Well, that may be, but you're the creep because you're the one who is in a Polaroid picture surrounded by teenage girls with ejaculant on the front of your pants. And all the girls are laughing at you because you ejaculated in your pants around topless 14, 15-year-olds. He was in his mid-40s. Does nobody care about this? Are you not bothered by that? Is there something that can be done? Like, it's disgusting, you guys, and we should be fed up. When you wake up every morning, you should send out a post. Epstein. When Trump says something, Epstein. When any Republican points a finger, Democrats, Epstein. Where's Epstein files? I know what this is. This ain't no motherfucking secret government property. This here is a baseball bat. It's called the Dubarino. And what we're going to do with the Dubarino is smoke that shit. So like I said, we have the ability to take this country. They've got the guns, we've got the numbers. It's the Doors, 5-1. Go listen to that song if you've never heard it. It's awesome. It's like a big pair of tits. No, it's not like that at all. But, good morning, you all. My name is Frank. I hope you guys are very happy on this Sunday. This week and till Wednesday, my wife is on vacation. So we're doing a lot of good things this week. We had I had to have 2 teeth ripped out 2 days ago. That's cool. I mean, not the best vacation start, but it was all right because my jaw was infected. So now we're doing better. So that's good. And, we're going to go to the Philadelphia Zoo this week, right? Zang. And then we're going to hit up the fucking Reading Market. Holler. Has anybody in this chat been to the Reading Terminal Market in Philadelphia? Because it's the best food in the planet. On the planet. In the planet. The only thing I don't like about buying pot from where I get it is they're always sending me text messages. So how's everybody doing, you guys? Come on, chat with me. Talk, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what your day is like. What are we doing? Hey, what's up, Alexi V? Are we living the dream today, Alexi? I already know you do. I already know you do. What else is going on? Is anybody doing anything good? I know Sunday's church time, so did anybody go to church today? Is it getting ready to be church time? What'd you learn at church? Because I like to know those things. Because I like to see how people are being taught. Especially with religion. Because religion is a very important thing to a lot of people. And I believe the best type of religion is one that loves. I don't care for religions that go, this type of person is no good. Huh? They're people created by God. All people are created by God. It's obvious. We actually have our DNA is programmed. Like there's actually a program in us that tells blank cells what they need to turn into and where they go. Something has to command that. And it's not our bodies. It's a code inside. And that's what it reads off of. And a program has to be created. You know what I mean? So I like to say there is a God. I know a lot of people don't like that, and that's fine. But I just want you to know that my God loves everybody. How I vision God is how I want to be treated is how I treat other people. So I wouldn't call you a fucking jerk off dick mouth unless New Jersey, unless you personally attack me or something. And even if you personally attack me, I probably wouldn't even call you names. I'd just walk away. But that's important to me. Love is important to me because if we didn't have love, how long could you make it? If I didn't have my wife and my kids, dude, I might not be here right now. You know what I mean? That's how serious. Rodolfo, I was already talking about you, bro. You're the whole reason why I came on today. Because this is what I started out with, Rodolfo. I said, I know I've been getting a little bit angry about this Epstein stuff. It just upsets me phenomenally because I have 3 daughters, and that's why I get so upset with it. And when you sent me that message the other day to chill out, I actually did. I only made 2 videos for the next couple days just because, for you, Rodolfo, because I don't want you being upset with me. You know what I mean? You have always been here for me, and I don't want you to go away because if we have a personal disagreement, you know, one thing shouldn't destroy a friendship. A lot of little things can, but not how some people perceive or believe what they're seeing. Well, good. I don't want you to be upset because I love you, dude. You've always been here for me, man. You've always been right here talking to me, including everybody in the group and being a good dude. And I don't want to risk losing that. But the only thing that gets me with that Epstein, bro, is 1,000 victims. Totally upsetting to me. And I'm trying not to dwell on it because I do want to move on. The one thing I pray most for, and I know this sounds stupid, but I pray the hardest for hate to leave my heart. I don't want to hate anyone ever again. It's too upsetting to me. When you let hate get in you, people can control your emotions. And if you don't think they can, all they got to do is say one thing that'll get you tripped up and knock you off your line, you know? And don't lose focus of who you are and what you're doing and where we are. As far as I know, nobody knows the truth of where we came from or how everything started. All I know is we're stuck on this humongous blue ball in the middle of space, spinning fucking crazy fast, going around this humongous sun that keeps us warm. I don't know why we're here. I don't know what we're supposed to do. I don't know where to go. I do what I'm supposed to, and I hope that that pays off in the end. Just like we all do, you know? You do the right thing, you get the right results. That's how I hope life is, you know, because I think in America especially, the cream rises. That's why we're better than China. We're better than Russia. We're better than North Korea because they don't let the cream rise. They're done by committees of people who have been there for generations, not just a couple of years. They're talking generational wealth and knowledge. Like North Korea does not let regular North Koreans know what the world is like. They refuse. You know it. New sub here, Frank. Thank you, brother. Do you have any advice on getting a new job and staying in? Sorry to ask, though. Listen, this is honest to God, Devin. First of all, you can't expect anybody to make you happy. Okay, so what I notice is a lot of people are like, if I could just find a partner, I would be super happy. That's not it. That's not right. You have to be good in here, and then you'll get a relationship. So, what do I mean when I say you got to be squared away up here? Well, you got to be confident. You got to know who you are. You gotta remember what your goals are. You have to stay on track, and you have to be genuine. You see, when you don't pretend to be something, people won't expect that from you. You know, if you tell a girl, oh, I'm a UFC fighter, I beat dudes up all the time, blah, 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 and then later on that night you're walking down the street and some guy slaps the shit out of you, you know, it's obvious she's going to see right through you. Well, you're not a UFC fighter, you just got slapped to death by this fucking dude. But it's a bit of a rant, but you have to be happy with yourself. Pray to God that you can let go of your hate. That's what I would tell you most, Devin. You remove hate from your heart. Pray and just keep your head down. Like head down, ears up, eyes open, and wait for your turn. You keep working hard at a job, you get into that job where you're not just an employee, but you're actually part of the company. And from there, you pick up little things. And even if you got to go, oh, my boss is stealing, he needs to be. You got to say something. Not only because it's wrong, but you have to help yourself. That's why you do. Excuse me. That's why you do the right things. And a lot of things that people don't understand is you lead by example. Let's just say 10 minutes before you open whatever store you're going to work at for the day. All right. But the money's not counted. Some of the stuff isn't up on the shelf. Some other things aren't set up. And there's three people there. Instead of being like, you guys, we got to do this, 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 and this. I don't understand why it's not done. I wanted it done, blah, 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 blah. See, that doesn't help anybody. Assigning blame doesn't help anybody. Shit's still going to be fucked up while you're assigning blame. Ukraine's going to win that war, Alexei. Russia's going to eat a big bag of shit because they're jerk-offs. Russia sucks balls. Their equipment is shit. Their people are foreigners. They're not even Russian. They live like in the middle of the Urals, and most of them are Asian Russian. So until Muscovites and people from Leningrad die, then Russia is just going to keep attacking. They say the only thing you can do to Russia is attack their main two cities. If you don't attack Moscow and you don't attack Leningrad, you're not really doing anything to Russia, because the only people in Russia are the white Western people, the Muscovites and the people in Leningrad. Everywhere else, they're not even technically Russian. They'll call them from where they are, like the Ural Mountains or the middle of Siberia. Like Russia's massive, over 11 time zones. That's incredible to think about. 11 fucking time zones it goes through. They lost 1 million men as soon as the war started. 1 million men instantly fled the country. That's brain drain. That's a problem. Not only that, but during the first 4 years of this war almost, they've lost over 1 million people. The Russians' army has been completely annihilated. They have dick left. Okay? And that's why Putin right now is trying to act like he's some hardcore fuck. My grandfather and I are watching you. Hey, Gramps, what's up? Are you a passive or active? Father, I am not a passive person. I served my country. I am not a passive aggressive type. I'm right in your fucking face type. I am the youngest of 5. I'm used to getting the shit kicked out of me. That's why this isn't a 10. It's more like a 3, because it's been severely kicked and punched and slapped throughout years, whether it be my family or strangers or my friends, older brothers, whatever the case may be. But I would actively fight immediately. Like, if I saw Don Trump Jr., I would punch through him like in Terminator 1, where Arnold's looking for the clothes and he sees Bill Paxton sitting there with his friends, and then he fucking, yeah, right through his guts. That's what I would do to Don Jr. And I would like to pick up Eric and just smash him repeatedly over and over and over Donald Trump's head, because he created that rockhead, and I think that Eric should be the weapon that takes Donald Trump out. Like, like smashing two fucking rocks together, you know what I mean? Trump and Don and Eric just fucking bang, 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 but they're hollow heads, so they'd be like dong, 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 like a bell, like a Liberty Bell, but not cracked, and it would ring without, you know, more crackage happening. But yeah, he must be really old or from Spanish-speaking country. Yeah. Yes, he must be El Cizon. I don't know how to say that. I'm not very good at Spanish. Now, I will tell you something that I did online. I thought it was funny. It didn't get a lot of views. But I said, this joke goes out to all Latino MAGA supporters. And then I proceeded to laugh for the next 10 seconds. Just laugh. Because do you know how many stories I've seen from Trumpers who are Latino that are getting thrown out of the fucking country now? Like, it's just so lovely, because the Spanish, Latinos, whatever, that voted for Trump did it because they specifically thought Trump was going to go after a certain type of Latino, like Venezuelan or maybe Cuban. But what they didn't realize is he doesn't give a fuck about any one of you, and he'll send each one of you, regardless of where you're from, to Venezuela. They arrest you, ICE agents, no warrants, no identification, tackle you in the middle of the street, tase you, kick you in the face, beat you the fuck up, and then they're going to deport you. What'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for? That's my question. Who'd you vote for? If you think that's a good thing, well, you're getting what you want. If you didn't know that this is what Trump was going to do, you're stupid, because you know who Donald Trump is. He's the biggest fucking liar. And now, Monica's doing good. I was thinking about having her come on today, but she kind of pissed me off the other day, so I don't want to see her face right now. Fucking bitches, man. She fucking infuriated me, Rodolfo. You have no idea. But, anywho's, let's get back to positivity. You know what happens when a person farts in church? They sit in their own pew. They sit in their own pew, huh? That's something Confucius said, I think. I'm not sure about that. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure that was Confucius. So yeah, today's Sunday, you guys. I gotta go to the Philadelphia Zoo this week. Might go down to Ocean City, try to swim in the ocean for a little bit. This summer has been great to me. I love my kids. I've had a lot of fun with them this year. A lot of bonding been going on. And, you know, I'm still not used to being disabled, but we're getting better, you know. I'm getting better at it. It's not as depressing as it was. Originally, it was very depressed to leave work and know you're not coming back because, well, for me, I worked all my life. I literally worked since I was 15 years old. And I didn't have like a good home. Like my mother, it just ignored me. I was just used as a chip because, like I said, there was five of us. So it was two and two. My dad had two. My mom had two. And I was the youngest, so I went with my mom. And the only reason why she wanted me is so she could get paid. So, like, you know, I was always kind of neglected. Like, I had to work at McDonald's to buy my own glasses so I could see. You know what I mean? Like, things like that. Like, when you're 15, you shouldn't really have to worry about. That's why I'm very vocal. That's why I'm very outgoing, because if I can do it, fucking anybody can do it, guys. It is not hard if you see me doing something. Okay, like when I was in the Coast Guard, when I joined the military, I was thinking, man, I'm not going to be able to do this shit. These guys are fucking crazy. They work too hard. They do this, they do that. Man, I'm scared. No, I am not. I am married with 3 daughters, but I am a happy person. So, you know, I'm happy, but I don't need any penis other than my own. I hate penis. The penises are dumb. Damn, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Why? You want to go out? You want to take me on a date, Pippo? That's not what I was looking for online. I was just trying to be friendly and talk to people and see what's good in the world. But if you want to hold hands and have 2 straws in one milkshake and drink out of it with another person of your dreams, then but sorry, yeah, I can't. You're knocking up the wrong tree, because I hate dick. Like, it's gross. I don't even barely like mine. I look at it, I'm like, ugh. You gave me 3 kids, you prick. How life going? It's going good. Oh, like I said, it's a lot of getting used to new things. Don't have preconcepts. Okay. Victor! Anybody know what movie that's from? Victor! And then they get in a bar fight. Anybody? Does anybody remember? You got 5 seconds until I tell you what movie it was. Victor! I do fart on X, you know. It's Logan, the Wolverine movie. The first time he fights, like, that's something to think about. I don't think about that. You won't bother me at all, Pippo. Not at all. You know, I'm 43 years old, bro. I've had thoughts that you never even come close to thinking. Good. I'm glad you know your job. That means you're a productive person. You know what was important about knowing your job in the Coast Guard? If you didn't know your job, the boat could sink. And I was stationed in Alaska at the Arctic Circle. I'm actually a polar bear because I crossed the Arctic Circle. And I'm a shellback because I crossed the equator. So there were a few things that I have done. What a trip, bro. Yup, 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 yup. I've been to the Caribbean, like 8 different islands. And then I was stationed in Alaska for 2 years. And that was ass. Kodiak. Kodiak has the biggest bears in the world. And they're nasty motherfuckers. younger guys should look out for. Um, just look out for yourselves. Nobody tells guys that their bodies are important and they should treat their bodies uh, better. I know because when I was growing up, dudes would be like, "Oh, I finger banged this chick and blah blah blah." What did you ever do, Frank? You're queer. You know, it you know how guys talk. But if I could tell any young man anything, it would be treat your body right. Like don't just sleep around with people because that's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to make you happy. As a matter of fact, it's going to hurt because over time you're going to realize how much you hurt some of these females that you had been with, especially if you have daughters. Because, like me, I love my kids, and then I think about all the bad things I've done to, girls, like, not treating them right or breaking up with them or ignoring them, and you know, so think more about how you can preserve yourself. You know what I mean? Like that's what I would say. Like have more men should care more about themselves. They should be able to get upset. They should be able to cry without being, tremendously teased or even like brutally attacked, like my father was born in 1950 and he was raised by a World War II vet. So my dad said his dad was really tough on him. And I can only imagine, he fought hand to hand combat at Guadalcanal. So my grandfather was a tough dude. And he would beat the shit out of my dad or my uncle if they got out of line. And they were taught, don't fucking cry. That's pussy shit. You don't fucking cry. You suck it up like a man and you move on. Which is okay. That's not bad. I guess that's a way you can't keep up that mentality. Eventually you're gonna break because unfortunately, not unfortunately, I almost said fortunately, people are born with feelings and you have to learn how to deal with them, especially being sad or upset. Because you keep pushing shit down, right? Over time it starts bubbling up. And then all of a sudden you fucking ba 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 ba. You know? Because you didn't get your anger out ever. You just had rage. And growing up in the 1990s, that shit was crazy. Like South Park, you're saying. That when that shit came out, the world was crazy, bro. Like, you know, people were so angry. Go listen to the music of the 1990s, man. A lot of it is fucking straight rage. And there were reasons to be upset, like for the first time in life we were kind of all connecting as people, and we were seeing what kind of shit was happening in different countries, and we were like, what the fuck, we don't want to end up like fucking Ethiopia or fucking you know fucking Bangladesh or fucking Colombia or something like that. These countries are fucking nightmares, man. You got fucking people shooting and robbing. America's actually a decent country. But what America has to learn is how to control themselves, to be less reactive, to think about things before just jumping. America jumps a lot, like with George Bush and September 11th. I distinctly remember that I think it was that night George Bush was talking about what had happened, and he said that, this was going to be payback. We're going to get revenge on whoever did this, and we're going to fucking kill them. And it was the first time in my life I realized, like, geez, man, like, we're going to start a war just because airplanes crashed into buildings and stuff. Like a legitimate 20-year war. You know, and I joined the military. I did my part. Now I joined the Coast Guard because I am not a killer. I don't I don't want to kill anybody. I feel like I'm a life saver, not a life taker. So, you know, but I did shoot the 50 caliber machine gun, and that shit was bad. And I had fucking armor on and everything. I got to sink the killer tomato. I engaged the killer tomato at 1,400 feet. You all pop, 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 and I sank that motherfucker. Woo! Yeah, that's why the military was cool, because shooting guns and all the different challenges. Man, if you like being pushed, go to the military. And I'll tell you another thing. The military will, if you don't know how to work or if you don't know how to live, for real, I didn't know how to live because I wasn't raised like a person. The military taught me how to be a person. You know what I mean? Like, it was actually the military that taught me to take care of myself. You know, like to be healthy, to eat the right foods, to be active and exercise, and that, you know, keeping a schedule. Like some people like myself, they never had that growing up. Maybe it was like a light schedule because you had to wake up and go to school, sure, but after that, you weren't really doing much. You were kind of just floating around and doing whatever whenever, you know. But I want to see, you know, kids get better training at just life. Like, I think in high school you should take a class called Bills, where you learn how to pay bills. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that is a practical life lesson. Like, they got rid of home economics at my school, the high school where I'm at in Pittman. I think that's a horrible mistake. Everything I learned how to cook was because of Miss Aspris. She was my home economics teacher, man. She taught me how to cook everything. Like, I would come in and fucking share like lasagnas with people in her home ec because she taught me that how to do all that. So what's going on now with the military? Yeah, I'm married with 3 girls. I have 3 daughters. They're 12, 10, and 6. I am a disabled veteran. What had happened was in, I think it was 2021, right after COVID, I caught something. Like, I had something bad. Like, there was a like a swollen lump underneath of my arm. It was massive, and I was at work one day. It was a Sunday, and I was like, man, I am so fucking sick. As soon as I'm done work, I'm going right to the hospital. So after work, I went to the hospital, and I had a temperature of 104. And they were like, fuck, you can't leave, motherfucker. You're like smoking hot. So they put me upstairs, and they start doing some tests. Well, they can't figure out what I have. Then they moved the dude that was in my room that I was sharing with, they moved him out because they didn't know if what I had was like you could spread it. You know, they don't know what I had, they don't know how I caught it. But my body was at about 105 degrees for 3 days. I slept on ice. And it just fucked me up. Like, I never got normal again. I have zero fucking energy. Like, I I would walk 5 miles a day, every day. I can barely walk a mile and a half now. Like, it really affected me, and it wasn't COVID. They tested everything. They took the lump out from underneath my arm. They tested that. Nothing came out of it. I went to the CDC. They never found out, or at least place, they never got back to me to tell me what it was. So after I had that disease, I got back to work about 3 months later. And this was, I guess, I'd say July, maybe June of 21. And my boss at the time said, well, in August, the next month, you're going to have to work 70 plus hours a week. That's 7 days open to close. I said, I can't do that. Well, I'm too sick. I physically don't have the energy to do it. He was like, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. And I'm telling you now, I'm not doing it. Because I've been at this company for 8 years, and I know what it's like. Because they want you to make money for them, but they don't give a fuck about paying you. You know what I mean? They act like if you weren't there, it wouldn't matter. That's not how it works, especially when you go from one store that was the best store to another store that was the worst store, and then the worst store becomes the best, and the best store becomes the worst. That's like, you can see how people affect the company. And I did a good job for them. I probably should have been a store manager way before I was actually even thought about it. But again, people fuck you. Like, my area manager asked my boss what my ambitions were, and he told him that I didn't have any ambitions. I just wanted to stay at that store with my manager. So like 3 years later, I was like, hey Mike, how come, this is my area manager, how come I'm not moving up? How come I'm not a store manager? He goes, oh, what? Tom told me you didn't want to move up. You just want to stay service manager. So my manager didn't want me to leave. He wanted me to keep working for him. So he told his boss I didn't want to do anything. And then I left that store and it completely fell apart. I love you, Rodolfo. I'm getting off in a minute. But I put a lot of hard work into that place. A lot of the customers from my first store found out that I went to my second store, and a lot of them showed up. And it made me feel good. It made me feel good because people trusted me. They weren't necessarily coming to the store because they were, forced to or whatever. They actually came to the store to see me because they trusted me with their vehicles. I wasn't a salesman. I told people what had to be done, and like with cars, you can't fuck around. And the one thing I'd always say is I don't necessarily care if you can go. I only care if a motherfucker can stop. Because you might think you want to go all the time, but the first time you hit the brakes at 70 or 80 miles per hour and they don't work, you're going to realize that braking is way more important than accelerating. And yes, it is a good feeling. It is a good feeling to have people trust you. Hey, Eric, come up. Your vehicle looks really good, man. The only thing I tell you is let's do a rotation on the tires. That way it saves some wear. You'll get some better grip. It's no charge since you bought them from us. Other things are you could use a filter here, an air filter, maybe a cabin air filter for mileage and, this and that. And they'd be like, okay. Or they'd be like, well, maybe next time. But they would never just be like, shut the fuck up. I don't even want to hear. I don't even want to hear what you have to say. Just get it done and wrap it up. Nobody ever talked to me like that because I never wasted anybody's time. Like when I say something to you, it isn't just off the cusp. It's me trying to explain an exact detail to you, understand why that detail is important, and then what to do to fix that detail. But now I sit on my ass all day in disability, and it's hard to learn. It's hard to change your life from, constantly working 10, 12-hour days to zero. Uh, the only thing good about it is I don't have to pay property taxes. And I have a massive yard for my kids. So that makes me very happy. But I'm still not where I should be, I feel. But, alright, you guys, I love all of you. Alright? I want you guys to keep your heads up. Everybody keep working. If you ever need anything, somebody to talk to or whatever, you can always send me a message through a comment. I literally get on just to talk to one person sometimes. So I've done that. I just want you guys to be happy. Like I say, the tips from every conversation I have is, learn how to love, forget how to hate. That's an Aussie quote. And that's the most important thing, guys. Try to tell yourself today, I'm not going to be angry at this person. I'm going to blindside them with love and give them a whole bunch of love, and then they'll be like, oh shit, this person ain't a bad person, they love me. Try to say to God, please take this hate from my heart. I don't want to be manipulated anymore, because anger is the easiest way to manipulate people. Don't just jump into it. I used to do it all the time, dude. People who see red like myself will get it. Remember to take a deep breath. They want you to go crazy. That's all they want, so that way they can get rid of you. They don't have to pay your retirement. They don't have to invest in your medical or your future. Don't fall into the bear trap, guys. Let love lead. Let love lead. Everybody love everybody. Say it! Everybody loves everybody. You got it, Maddox? Nope. Okay. Love you guys. Peace out. I'm Frank. Come see me again. Love yous.